All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how modern applications actually work. We're going to explore the clever patterns that systems use to manage that constant, massive flow of information that's happening every single second.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The last time you called a ride-sharing service or ordered food, so much is happening in the background, right? In just a few seconds, the app has to update your location, talk to a payment processor, and trigger an email service to send a receipt. So how does it pull off this complicated dance without everything crashing down? Well, that is the big question we're tackling today.
And hey, if you're excited to really get a grip on system design and see how the pros build these incredible systems, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. It helps a ton and tells me you want more deep dives just like this one.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a pattern that kind of flips the whole idea of data on its head. Instead of just knowing the current state of something, what if we knew every single step it ever took to get there? That's the powerful idea behind something called event sourcing.
You see, this is a huge shift in thinking. Most systems just save the here and now. For instance, your bank balance is $100, period. But with event sourcing, we don't just store the number 100. We store the whole story. Deposited 50, withdrew 20, deposited 70. The balance is just what you get when you replay that story. The events themselves become the one and only source of truth. And this isn't just a theory, you see it in the real world. The New York Times can literally rebuild its entire history from these events. With change data capture, every tiny database tweak becomes an event that other systems can react to instantly. And in a microservices world, a shopping cart doesn't have to know about the billing service. It just shouts, hey, an item was added, and the right services listen in. Now, the trade-off? Yeah, it can mean more storage and complexity. But what you get in return is a system that's amazingly easy to audit, super resilient, and beautifully decoupled. So how does event sourcing fit into the bigger picture? Well, it's just one play in a much larger game. Any good architect has a whole playbook of patterns for how data should flow. Let's start with the most straightforward ones. These two are the absolute bedrock. Peer-to-peer is just like two people talking directly to each other, no one in the middle. And request-response, that's the classic model of pretty much the entire web. You ask for a website, a server sends it back, it's simple, it's effective, and it's the foundation for billions of interactions every day. But you can probably see the problem, right? Direct connections get messy fast when you're dealing with dozens of services. Sometimes what you really need is a traffic cop, a middleman to manage the whole flow. And that's where mediated patterns come in. The best way to think about an API gateway is like the main receptionist at a big office building. You don't have the phone number for every single person in every department. No, you call the front desk, and the receptionist routes your call to the right place. An API gateway does exactly that, handling things like security and routing, so all the backend services can just focus on their one job.
Okay, next up is PubSub, and this is kind of like a magazine subscription. Think about it. The company that prints the magazine doesn't know you personally. They don't care. They just publish the magazine and send it to a distributor. That's the message broker. The distributor then makes sure every subscriber gets their copy. This completely decouples the publisher from the consumer. They don't even have to know each other exist. Now, if PubSub is like that magazine, orchestration is the complete opposite. This is a symphony orchestra. You have one central conductor, the orchestrator, who is explicitly telling every single musician exactly what to play and when to play it. The trade-off is crystal clear. You give up that loose coupling you get with PubSub, but you gain absolute, precise control. And that's crucial for complex workflows, like an e-commerce checkout, where the sequence of events has to be perfect.
All right, on to our final category of patterns. Here, we're going to shift our focus a little. It's less about how services are chatting with each other and more about how we can wrestle massive amounts of data and transform it efficiently. ETL, extract, transform, load. This is the old, reliable workhorse of the data world. You go out, you grab all this messy data from a bunch of different places, you clean it all up and get it into a nice standard format, and then you load it into a big data warehouse where it's all ready for analysis. It's the essential prep work for things like business intelligence. I mean, why would you wash one shirt at a time? It's way more efficient to just wait till you have a full laundry basket and then do it all at once, right? Well, that's the exact same logic behind batch processing. It's all about maximizing efficiency. You let the data pile up, and then you process it all in one huge job, usually during off-peak hours. It's perfect for things like nightly reports or billing cycles, where you're happily trading real-time speed for cost savings. And then on the complete other end of that spectrum, you have streaming. To stick with our analogy, this is like washing every single piece of clothing the instant it gets dirty. You're processing data the very moment it arrives. Now, the trade-off is it's usually more expensive and complex, but for some things, it's the only way. Think real-time fraud detection or live stock market analysis. You absolutely need insights right now, so you prioritize low latency over everything else.
So we've just toured the architect's playbook. We saw how event sourcing buys us this amazing audit trail, but at the cost of complexity. We saw how orchestration gives us tight control, but at the cost of tight coupling. And how streaming gives us speed at the cost of resources. You see the pattern here, right? The single biggest takeaway is that there's no best pattern.
And that really is the bottom line. Is real-time data more important than saving money? Do you need strict step-by-step coordination, or is it better for services to be independent? The answers to those questions are what point you to the right pattern. Knowing the patterns is one thing, but truly understanding the trade-offs, well, that is the key to mastering system design. Thanks for watching.